So starting out with foundation, I'm just going to dot it all over my face and then blend it out with a damp sponge. Because this look isn't very skin focused, I'm not really going to go too heavy into foundation and stuff, but I just want to get a base down. I ended up blending my foundation down my neck, which was pointless because I put paint there so you could skip that, but whatever. So next I'm just taking a loose translucent powder and I'm just going to bake my foundation on the cheeks, my nose, pretty much all the like highlight areas and the places where my skin get oily. Then with a little bit more loose powder on a powder brush, I'm just going to set my foundation everywhere that I'm not baking. With a gray eyeshadow and a light brown eyeshadow mixed together and a smaller fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in and contour all the usual areas, cheeks, the temples, the nose, and so on. Going back in with my powder brush, I'm going to blend out the contour and buff away all of the extra powder and just make sure that everything is blended. Now I'm just quickly putting on some eyeshadow primer. Now with a white eyeliner pencil, I just put on my glasses and I'm tracing around them to see where everything is going to go. Now with just a big soft blending brush, I'm taking a purple eyeshadow and putting that pretty much just on the inner corner and outer corner and then blending it together. So it's sort of like a halo eye shape where I'm leaving the middle of the eyelid bare. I'm also going to blend that out underneath the eye, so pretty much everywhere in a big circle except leaving the middle of the eyelid bare. With a black eyeshadow and a little bit more precise of a fluffy brush, I'm going to pretty much do the same thing except with a black eyeshadow, and then use the other brush to blend it out again just to have a little bit more depth in there. I'm going over top with a little bit more of that purple eyeshadow again just to help sandwich everything together so that it can be messy but still blended well. Then I'm also going to take the black eyeshadow under the eye and do the same thing with blending it out again. Taking my finger and a white eyeshadow, I'm patting that onto the center of my eyelid so that it has a nice highlighted effect. And then taking a slightly cooler toned purple, I'm just going over top of that just to add some more tones in there. With my finger, I'm just highlighting the center of the lid again with a shimmery white eyeshadow, and I'm also taking a shimmery purple eyeshadow to add to the inner corner, the middle of the lower lid, and a little bit on the outer corner. With a light brown eyeshadow on an angled brush, I'm just going over the outline that I made and starting to make the goggle outline. With the same light brown and an eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to start blending that out so that I can keep building off of it. Now I'm doing the same thing with a darker brown eyeshadow, and I'm pulling the brush out and downwards so that I have sort of like a streaky effect so that it kind of mimics the look of an explosion. Now with an angled brush and a black eyeshadow, I'm going to do the exact same thing once again, just pulling it out and getting that nice streaky effect, which works really well with an angled brush. I left a small gap on the sides for the arm of the glasses and also in the middle for the nose bridge of the glasses. Now with a gray eyeshadow, I'm just gonna blend that out again and keep pulling lines outwards. With an eyeliner pen, I'm just going to outline that again and make the line a little bit sharper. Now doing the same thing that I've been doing, again, I'm just going to pull random lines outwards and then also add a bunch of dots and just keep pulling it out and make it kind of look like dirt speckles and just sort of fade it out. I want right up of the line to be the darkest and have the most dots, and then I want the dots to fade out and become more sparse and random. Now I'm just going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Now taking a black eyeliner pencil, I'm going to line my waterline and smudge it into my lashes just a little bit, but only on the inner and outer corners. And then taking a white eyeliner pencil, I'm going to put that in the middle and blend it into the black. So then taking a white liquid lipstick, I'm going to put that on my finger and just dab it onto my eyelashes. And if it gets a little bit messy, that's fine because I'm going to be adding white dots anyway, so, you know. With that same white lipstick on a small brush, I'm just going to make a bunch of dots in the highlight points and in the inner and outer corners, pretty much just in a bunch of different sizes and very sporadically. Now for my lips, I'm just taking a purple lipstick and putting that just basically where my lips meet and not really everywhere. And then I'm rolling my lips together and sort of rubbing it around to just get a nice messy ombre effect. And then I'm doing the same thing with a black lipstick just to add a little bit more depth. And then just so that it's not too intense because the main focus is the eyes, I'm just going to blot my lips a couple times. And now I'm going to apply a silver eyeshadow as a highlighter, and the reason I'm using silver is because it'll sort of give a dirty effect while also highlighting at the same time, so it ties in with that whole messiness of the look. And then to finish it off, I'm taking a very watered down black body paint and I'm putting that all over my neck, sort of just patting it with the brush, and then I'm going to smear it around with my hand just to make it even messier. And then with a tissue, I'm just going to mess it up even more so that it looks even dirtier. So that is the finished look. Any links and information and whatnot will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.